Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Argue About It. Today, I got the one and only Big Sarge, one of Houston's most predominant sports writers in the market right now. Yo, what's up, Sarge?
What's good, my guy?
Yeah, appreciate you for coming, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Before we do anything, I always gotta let the audience know who don't know you, right? Who's Big Sarge?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Big Sarge here. It's just out of a habit, man.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's just
Yeah.
what I'm used to doing, man. But, Big Sarge, a.k.a. Brian, hold on. It's really weird that I was like, people be like, Sarge. Quick story. One day I was talking, and I ain't trying, look, I will not be flexing in this podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I might name
Yeah,
drop a
yeah,
little
okay,
bit.
come on.
But I was talking
Name drop.
to Houston Rockets forward Jabari Smith Jr. one day,
Okay.
right? And I was like, Jabari, what's my first name? He's like, Sarge. I was like, no. He's like, Big. I was like, no, man, my name ain't Big Sarge, man. I got a name. I was like, I really have a name, man.
So said Big.
So I can't say Brian Bearfield, aka Big Sarge. I have to say Big Sarge, aka Brian Bearfield.
That's crazy. Where your real name comes after your moniker. That's crazy.
It's crazy so much that people just be like, it's got to a point now when I hear my name, I'm just like, it's weird to me because I was like, damn, somebody call me by my government name.
Yeah, because funny moment, right? Sarge walked in here and just literally 2 seconds before this camera, I said, yo, Sarge, what's your real name?
See?
And he was like, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. But no, I feel you, man. So,
Really,
Big Sarge, talk to us about, what you do and how you got there.
So, like I said, Big Sarge, aka Brian Bearfield, man, I am a husband. I am a pawpaw. I love my grandbabies. I am a veteran of the United States Army.
Shout out to us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service. You paved the way, right? We're gonna take that moment. You've paved the way for men like me to be able to go to school, become officers, and things like that, right? You guys really, obviously, I know you was enlisted. It's cool.
I know, man, because I know you're not finna make me.
Nah, but you
salute you.
But I'm only as good as my first sergeant. We all know that.
For sure.
Butterbar is only as good as his first sergeant.
Yeah.
That's it. So I appreciate you for your service.
Well, thank you for your service and thank you for your support. I am a huge mental health advocate. I am a widower. I lost my first wife, Jamila, in 2017 to colon cancer. One of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with because she literally took her last breath in my arms.
Wow.
So you know what I'm saying? I was like, I watched a person's spirit leave their body, really.
Yeah.
So that's just some of the things that I deal with on a consistent basis. But man, other than that, man, I'm just a cool, no nonsense type guy. Don't take a lot of crap. Don't try not to give a lot of crap either. Father.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's me.
Cool,
in a
Dad.
nutshell.
Shout out to us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We're gonna get them tapped in, y'all.
But yeah, man, that's just me, man. I'm one of those guys, man. I'm one of those laid back type guys. I'm a big whatever type guy, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I believe in peace. I believe in harmony. And I haven't always been like that growing up. I wasn't one that's gonna start it, but I'm dang sure gonna be one of the ones that's gonna be in there to finish it, man.
Yeah.
But now, man, I'm at a point now, man, where I'm just like, hell, I get joy and excitement by sending my granddaughters money to go to Buc-ee's.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
So,
yeah. What'd you say before that? I think it was pretty funny. What'd you say before that? You trying to do what?
Get to heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get, hey, look, I'm at that age now, man. I'm going on 55 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, I be looking like, okay, God, what I just did, right, that's going to erase like what I did back then, right? He's like, it don't work that way, my guy.
Yeah,
It does not work that way.
But
like,
first step is trying, so
sure.
I respect it. I respect
For
it.
sure. And I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
About to celebrate 28 years of being in the frat. And I am a proud
Hey, bro, chill out.
graduate
Yeah.
of Prairie View A&M University. Who you rooting for? BVU.
Yeah, what I'm talking about. Yeah. Shout out to you.
I had to throw that in there, man.
Yeah. So we got Ada Gamma's finest, right? And we got a Prairie View Productive Panther. Like, this had to happen. So, again, I appreciate you for coming, man. But we're going to get right into it.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Uh-oh.
So, obviously, one of Houston's, predominant voices. I see you all over the place. Like you said, you can flex a little bit because you got personal relationship with everything that's coming through the Houston sports market. You got something in there, right?
Yeah.
So how did that journey even start for you? Like, what did you go to school? Is that what you went to school for? Because what I always like to talk about is, we've got people that come to this couch, but I always want people to understand like where their origin story was, right? Because
Yeah.
it might be similar to what they got going
Man, let me tell you something, man. No, I did not. I spent the majority of my time, and if you went to Prairie View, you know exactly. Not you, I'm saying to the audience. If you went to Prairie View, you know exactly what I'm about to say, and if you didn't go to Prairie View, just bear with me for a second. No, man, I got business information systems. Took my time, spent all my time in Hobart, Texas.
on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
All
know
right,
about
so for
yeah.
those of y'all who are not familiar with Prairie View A&M's campus,
Mm-hmm.
Hobart, we call it Hobart, Texas, because it's a building that sits away from all the other buildings. And
Yeah.
so if you may live in phase 3 and
Uh-huh.
gotta walk
Yeah,
all the way over to
absolutely. Oh yeah, it
Hobart,
was the
Texas.
time. Yeah,
Yeah, so
they don't got it. You know what's so crazy? A lot of them don't got it like that no more. Because,
really,
now they have the business campus. They built a new building and it sits right in the middle of campus now. Got a whole ticker thing going on, all that. So Hobart, Texas is now just a band.
oh man,
From
they
what I
so
was told, oh, band, and guess what they moved?
what's that?
The RTC, because if RTC
Yeah.
should be close to me, but now the RTC is now.
But that makes
Yeah.
sense though, being closer to the fields and all
Yeah,
that. So
no,
that makes
absolutely.
sense.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
no, man, I got my degree in business information systems, and it was crazy because how I got into sports journalism, just sports in general, was, I mean, we all think that we know sports. I mean, you sit around. When I was in my first duty station was in Baumholder, Germany, man. So we sit around the office and debate sports, this, that, and other. But I never had it in my mind that I was gonna be in a sports. So I got back. I got medically retired out of the military. So when I got back to Texas, um, I was working, and one of my sorors, God rest her soul, she just passed away, man. Joe Carolyn Good was the editor at Houston Style Magazine. So I got my start over at Houston Style Magazine, and her and another one of my sorors who actually put me in contact with Joe Carolyn, because Joe Carolyn was looking for someone to write sports for her to be over the sports department, because she wasn't really into sports. So Natasha Gransberry hooked me up with that, and I was just like, okay. I was like, all right. So my first real, like my first article was when the Patriots played the Falcons here in the Super Bowl, right?
That's crazy. Chill out. We're not going to talk about that.
No, man, I'm
We're
just
not
saying,
nah,
like,
dead ass. We're not going to talk
that
about
was
that.
here though,
That's a
right?
very sore subject. We're not going to talk about that.
No, but that was here though,
That was
right?
here. Yes, it was here.
The
Yes,
28-3 happened
yes.
here.
Chill out, bro.
No,
Chill
no,
out.
I'm just
Hey,
saying,
bro, sorry.
28.
Are you about to cut this shit out?
No, 28-3 happened right
hey,
here,
chill
right?
out, bro. Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
my first
All right,
article
okay.
though, man.
Yeah, that was your first article?
That my
What
first
did you say?
article was.
Y'all should do some research on this, man. Cause what you mean?
You
what
don't
was your
really.
first-
Do you really like?
Nah, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
We
Look,
gonna
hey,
bury that never happened. That was AI. That was AI.
hey, look.
That was AI.
In today's time, you know what though? It's okay. I understand. I'd probably feel that way because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So
Oh,
sometimes I go back and I look at things and I just be like, I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember.
Yeah.
The losses in the after the 8. Because there ain't been 8 Super Bowls, right?
You know what's so crazy?
They
The
were-
only reason why you can speak to this, and that's just that's the proof.
Here
That's
you
the-
go.
that's
Here you go with
that's
the 90s, right?
Yeah, because I was 2 years old. So at that point in time, I don't even know what was happening.
So
I'm 5 or 6. I don't even know what football is. I'm still running around shitting myself. So come on, sorry. You can't use that against me.
No, I just
because
want to know
what
how.
have they done since I've become old enough to realize, what football is?
Well,
I give you when I was 10. How about that?
So let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
So like, what were you doing when Bow Wow and Ludacris and Lil Jon and all them was celebrating? When y'all was up 28-3 and then you lost.
I was at my home.
How old were you?
I was shit. What was it? 2016. I'll never forget. So what was that?
You
2
should.
years ago. Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest.
Yeah, letdowns. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what?
That's Tom Brady. I believe in the script. I believe. We can go here all day.
Hey man, I believe in healing though. So
I believe.
I'll help you, bro.
there you
After
go.
this,
Right.
we'll sit down and we'll talk about it, man. You was like, man, I can't believe it. Kyle Shanahan couldn't get the plays in fast enough,
That's
man.
so crazy.
All they needed to do was kick a field goal.
Right, bro. It's okay.
So my first article.
Yeah, your first article. Here we go.
My first article read like a dissertation, man. It was like I was defending it, like I was, like I was trying to get my real doctorate degree, not like Cheyenne Bryant, but I was trying to get my real doctorate degree. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And over time, man, I learned how to write. I learned how to ask questions. I learned how to be in scrums, and then I moved over to radio, man. And when I got into radio, one of the first things I was doing was shout out to my boy Michael Tula. I was holding the camera for him while we went. Our first games we covered, I think it was when UT played TCU, and then
Okay.
we left there and went to Jerry's World, and that was Patrick Mahomes last year at Tech. They played Baylor,
Okay.
and we did that. And so I'm just standing there. I'm super excited just to be on the field, you know. But I was holding the camera, and I went from holding the camera to where I am now, man. I used to be in a room with on a radio show with like six, seven other guys. So we're double dutching, trying to get in on the mic to give our take. And I went from double dutching to get on the mic to hosting two shows to hosting a show by myself to being on the radio 3 times a week with former NFL player
Sheesh.
Indy Kalu, and then building where I'm at now. And now, you know, not only do I have, you know, sports talk with Big Sarge, that podcast, I Texas Tailgate Talk podcast, and as of recently, man, I know that you had my boy Crash Out. I call him Crash Out Quez because Quez will crash out.
That's crazy.
I call him Crash Out Quez. Quez
Yeah.
is a really good guy, man. But
Solid. Super solid.
you know, being on the podcast with him and you know, Rockets guard Fred Van Vliet. I know he's a friend of the show
Okay.
as well, man. And so that's where I'm at now, man. You know, that's how I got to, you know, that's a long way to say that, you know, I put in the work. A lot of times, you know, these young cats, when they want to jump into the business, they don't want to put in the work. I was like, you can't just jump in and automatically be in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have got to put in the work. And so that's what I did. I've been putting in the work since 2017.
Sheesh.
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about the work, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of mentioned it like it's not something where you could just show up one day and be like, okay, I'm in the locker room, I'm writing for people, right?
Yeah, oh hell
So
no.
what?
You can't
So
do that.
what? Like you started with the camera, and I guess they gave you a moment to write. But at what moment did you realize, okay, how do how do I get myself into that locker room, right? And what did you do to do that? It was just consistency by putting out articles, or like what was the real? How'd you get into there? Like, what was the first time you were like, okay, they about to let me in this locker room as Big Sarge and ask all these questions?
So yeah, I was led into the room as Brian Bearfield.
Okay,
It wasn't Sarge
okay,
yet. It
oh, okay,
wasn't Sarge yet. I was in there as Brian Bearfield, and it's what I tell a lot of these young cats that want to get into the business. I had to tell them, you know, the first thing you got to do is you got to get in and you got to, you know, learn the lay of the land. You
yeah,
know, you got to get in and you got to. I mean, because you're prior military, so you know we got to have a contingency plan. You go in there,
mm-hmm,
you got to have a contingency plan. Then you got to have a plan. Excuse me,
mm-hmm.
a plan, a contingency plan, and then a contingency plan for the contingency
Contingency
plan
plan,
and the plan.
yeah,
So
yeah,
one of the first things that I did was I went in and I didn't overstep I didn't overstep my boundaries. I
okay,
walked in there. I knew, hey man, this is brand new for me. I don't know what's going on. So all I did was I sat back and I listened. I took the quotes, put them in the article, whatever the case may be. When I was on the radio, hey man, this is what was said. This and another. When I got into the locker room, I did not know how to be in a locker because I was in the Texans locker room, the Rockets locker room, and I used to cover the Astros all the way up until Dusty Baker retired. So I'm in all these different places around all these different people. So all these different athletes, and so you walk in, man. One of the first thing, a lot of people get enamored, but because I was so much older, I wasn't starstruck as
mm-hmm,
much. But I was just like, oh man, that's Deshaun Watson. Oh, that's J.J. Watt.
mm-hmm.
You know, that's James
I'm
Harden.
gonna
You
lie
know,
to you, yeah. When I meet the Falcons, I'd be like, "Yo, yeah, I believe it."
for sure. So I got in there, man, and the first year I didn't do anything but just really just listen and you know get a question in and two when I could. But I also use um, this is the one thing that I love about, and this is no shot at no other university. This ain't no shot at no other HBCU. But man, the one thing that I really loved about being at Prairie View and the way that we were just off to ourselves, we ain't have nothing to do but to be around each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we learn, you know, you around this, you learn how to chop it up. You learn how to just, you know, shoot the crap because a lot of these athletes, man, that's how they are. If you know how to, if you can just talk to them, like talk to them. They don't everything shouldn't have to be a quote, and they shouldn't have to be on guard every time you come
Mm-hmm.
around.
Yeah,
So
it's a
I said,
conversation, like a normal conversation.
right. So I like I said, I use Jabari. I can walk into the locker room right now and I'll be like, Jabari Smith Jr. He'd be like, Sarge, what's up? And then we'll just start chatting. He a Falcons fan too.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll
Shout out to
start,
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
I told him he got
Chill
a
out.
Falcon tattoo he want to cover up. I say, hey
No, you
man, just
don't.
put
Hey,
your
Jabari, don't cover that up, brother.
put your daughter's
Don't
name
cover
over
that up,
there,
brother.
man. So, but
Don't cover it up.
that's what it is, though, man. It's like so you got to learn, kind of like how, like I said, how we are when you walk into a job interview, right? Because um, you part of a Kappa Alpha Psi,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so one of the things that that I know, we both went to the same university, we both pledged at the same school,
Mm-hmm.
we both pledged a fraternity. Is man, when you walk into a room, the first thing I'm doing is looking around like, what can I do to connect?
Yeah,
I'm looking around, what can I do to connect?
absolutely.
And so when I walk into a locker room, man, I'm like, okay, what can I do to connect and just connect, genuinely connect? Because a lot of the players, when they see me, they be like, "Hey man, that's Sarge. He don't want nothing, and he old, so he just around here just talking whatever the case may be, or they can walk out and they'll see me laughing and joking with their parents.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm having a whole conversation with it because with these younger cats, their parents are my age.
yeah,
So I say all that to say that I learned how to just be a be a human being and be a person to these athletes because that's
yeah.
all they want. They just want you to, treat them like they're regular people. They know who they are. They know what they're doing. Don't try to go in there and don't be the story.
Yeah.
Let them be the story and don't always want something from them. So
Okay.
that's what I had to learn. And one more thing, because I know I'm doing a lot of talking. My
Oh, you
bad.
good. It's your interview, sorry. I ain't lying. It's your interview. You
One
talk
of
like
the
you
things
want.
that I had to learn was how to deal with the scrum. So a
Okay.
scrum is where the scrum is
Mm-hmm.
where you have the athlete right there, and then you have all the media members around. So
Mm-hmm.
my very first scrum, I'm thinking that okay, so we're about to go in here. They're gonna ask questions. People gonna take turns. And the next thing
Say, nigga say take turn.
I thought I thought it was gonna take turns. So first thing they're like, blah, 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 blah. I was like,
Huh?
it's like, damn, that's rude. Like you ain't gonna let them talk. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just sitting there. So like the
Yo,
first
man is that?
bro, literally like the first 7 to 8 scrums I was in, I just had to learn how to, okay, I got to learn when to jump in and ask my question, or learn to when everything dies down, when I'm gonna be able to ask the question that I want to ask, or maybe get the question in, because there's a lot of, and like even to this day, it's a lot of, it's just a lot of double dutching. You got to get your question in when you want to get your question in. And one thing that I would give one thing that I would tell young media members who want to be on the beat, who want to be in these locker rooms and go to these games and want to talk to these athletes, when you walk into a press conference or when you walk into a scrum,
Mm-hmm.
you got to have 3 to 5 questions already in your mind. We talked about having a plan, having a contingency plan, then having a contingency plan to the contingency plan. So if you walk, if you walk in there and KD's coming to the podium, and let's just say KD scored 50 points that night. Well, first question is going to be asked is about, hey man, talk about the 50-point game that you just had to lead the Rockets to blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But you already know everybody's going to talk about the 50-point game. So now, if that was your only question, you're screwed. You're screwed because your one question has
There
been
goes
asked.
that.
So now you sitting there, and that's what leads to some of these crazy questions you hear
Yeah.
because they don't know how to come back from that. So sometimes I'll go in there and I may be the fourth or fifth question. I might be the fourth or fifth person that asks a question,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't care about. No, you can go, because I know you're not going to ask my questions, because the questions that I have, I've already formulated and they're unique to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ain't going to ask you a 50-point question. What I'm going to ask you about is when in the third quarter, when you got hot, what was it like for your teammates, around you? Because not only did you get hot, but then Albie got hot, or whatever the case may be. So that's one of the things that I say, man. Just, always have a contingency plan.
Okay. Okay. So, as we continue this road down the journey of sports media and writing, who did you, I guess, quote unquote, I guess can't look up for the lack of a better word because you're a grown man, but who did you, I guess, watch and be like, okay, I kind of like, is there a style that you may have picked up from somebody watching or reading, or even reading? I didn't say watching, even reading, right?
So it's crazy
Mm-hmm.
because one of the people that I really, really look up to in this business is Bomani Jones. You know his mom used to
That's
teach at Prairie
crazy.
View?
Nah, hey, hold on. First of all, time out,
And my
nah, time out, sorry, time out.
bro,
I'm gonna tell you, and like, so we done had, and this is just a moment, right? This is just a
yep.
break moment, because we done came in here. like 1+1
Yeah.
has been two around, you know, from
Yeah.
Germany, the military, the PV, the this, the that,
Georgia.
right? So like, to be fair, Bomani Jones was my very first ever like consistent radio talk show person that I always listened to. Like when he had his own show before he got canceled and they had
Yeah.
that old thing, right?
Yeah.
I listened to him
Yeah.
consistently.
Even on
Like
the evening
I'm
Jones.
inconsistently. And so like people like when my first time ever really and I was listening to Bomani Jones before I even realized he was really like who it really looked like.
Yeah.
I seen him on, I think one time on TV, ESPN he came on as a guest or something like that because he never really had his own show. He came on as like an extra talker. But oh, that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what he looked like. Oh, okay, that's what he looked like. But yeah, no, but Bonnie John was like, yeah, I used to listen to him all the time. So I'm sorry, but go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I know
no, man,
exactly
you cool
what it is.
because he did
Yeah.
the commencement speech here last year at Prairie View.
Oh no, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Last year he did the commencement speech here, man. But and so, like I said, I didn't realize that his mom used to teach at Prairie View,
Okay.
and
Yeah, no, because he used to always say his mom was a professor in
Yeah.
college, and yeah, he used to always say that.
and he went to school with my line brother. Matter of fact, I was with my line brother on Sunday, but
Yeah.
he went to school with my line brother. So when me and him actually connected,
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, my line brother say he know you this, that, and other. So we started just talking through the DMs. But man, I'm a huge fan of Bomani, not only for his writing, but like his whole style is just like something that I like because he's so smart, but he doesn't oversaturate his intelligence. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't force his intelligence on you. He doesn't push that on you. He's just like a really cool, smart dude. And
Yeah.
so that's why I would listen to him a lot,
Yeah.
man. He's one of, like I said, I listen to him. Matter of fact, I was listening to him, I think, on the way over here when he's
Yeah.
talking about the Anthony Edwards incident. So Bomani Jones is somebody, man, that
Mm-hmm.
well, from the radio side, I would just listen and take little tidbits from him. And so in my podcast, I know that there's some of that Bomani Jones
Yeah.
style in
Yeah.
my podcast because he's also one of them guys that are just like tell it to you like it is. That's how
Yes,
I am.
bro. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna tell it to you like it
Nah.
is type of guy. And then I talked about
He used to drag the Falcons though. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that's another conversation. For
oh
another
yeah,
day.
because he always talk
Yeah.
about the man of the
Yeah.
man of the year getting busted for.
Yeah, bro. He used to drag. He, used to
He
drag.
said he had to get off that narcotic.
Yeah, that man used to drag us. But
Yeah.
he good. Like he said, he's great, solid dude, solid dude.
Yeah, man. And so, but I was on a radio show with like I said, Indy Kalu, who used to play for at the time I'm not gonna say they were the Washington, you know what
Got you.
now
Commanders
now they're
but
the Commanders and he played for the Eagles and he played for the Texans,
yeah.
but he had a show here called In the Trenches and he would let me come on the show 3 times a week. And so I learned, I got stronger and a more radio type presence, microphone type presence, a mic type presence from just being around him and watching him and soaking it up. So, with Bomani, with Indy on that side, but then on the writing side, man, one of my really good friends, man, he used to work for the Athletic. Now he is the national NBA reporter for Yahoo Sports, and that's Kelly Eco. Kelly Eco, man, he is like he's an amazing writer, and so I watch him, and I watch how he cultivates and puts these things together because I'm a storyteller, so I
Mm-hmm.
can tell I know that I can tell a story, and I just getting into the business. I didn't go to J school. I say I graduated from the Kelly Eco School of
Mm-hmm.
Journalism, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to journalism school, and I didn't
Yeah.
go for radio, television, broadcast. So everything I learned from the ground up, and so reading Kelly's work, and then I got another good friend who works for the Detroit News, and his name is Cody Davis. He covers the Detroit Pistons, and Kelly taught me how to write on a storytelling type thing, how to put my stories together. Cody taught me how to do the stuff as far as beat writing is concerned. Like as far as, hey, this is what happened in the game, this what you see in the game, this, that, another, put it together. Here's the quote, blase this, blase that. Every day he can write a story. That he loves being on the
Yeah.
beat. So, those two guys, they're my really good friends. But I learned from them, and then the John McClanes of the world. The John McClane who used to write for the long time writer for the Houston Chronicle. I used to read a lot of his stuff. So and one more thing about the on the radio side too, Ralph Cooper, man. Ralph Cooper, who's a staple in this city as far as sports radio is concerned. He's a walking legend. So that's how
That's how.
that yeah no, and those are the people who influence me, but continues to influence me, man. Because I'm always looking to I never stop unlearning. Every day I'm trying to learn something, find something, pick something up, and keep it going. So I'm still learning. So I like to say I'm still new in this business, but I talk so much.
10 years. I mean,
Yeah.
that ain't new, brother.
For sure, for sure. So
So, with that being said, right, you named a lot of high profile people that are, for lack of a better word, I can call you old, sorry, but
yeah.
you OG.
Hey
Right?
man.
You OG, right?
I'm
And a
on.
lot of those guys are OGs,
Yeah.
right? So, what I want to ask you is, do you think that now the way journalism was back then, like, with them and the way it is, would it translate to now?
No.
Okay. Why?
So I just had this conversation with one of my good friends. Matter of fact, he writes for the Houston Chronicle, Jonathan Alexander. Um, I just told him that. So to me, journalism, especially print journalism, is a dying art form.
Mm.
So you still have guys out there. You still have individuals out there that can write a good story, that can put it together. But that old school style of journalism is dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's dying, and it's almost it's about to be like the bag cell phone
Yeah.
or the flip phone
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
sky pager.
Yo.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
And that's because we're living in a society now where everybody wants like this. So
Quick.
yeah, I'm old
Yeah.
enough to remember when I grew up. We didn't have no microwave,
Yeah.
so everything had to be cooked. So if you hungry, you gotta wait on the meal,
Yeah.
bro. You can get you a snack.
Yeah, see, that's how I know we different generation. I had a microwave.
Yeah,
For sure.
see,
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? I didn't grow
had
up
a
with a microwave
microwave.
like that, man. So
Yeah.
when it was time to eat, they had to cook the food, and you had to wait. And so nowadays,
Instant gratification.
oh brother, you got an air fryer, you got a
Yeah.
microwave, and so now everybody wants everything like
Yeah,
this, like
fast.
this. And so that's where social media has taken over as far as print media is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
with newspapers, with magazines and things like that, because you got a lot of people who can't read. Well, yeah, but I was just talking to
Hey,
a teacher.
it's not that people just want something else. My man said, "Oh yeah, it's because they can't read."
Yeah, a lot of.
They
I was
can't
just
read.
talking to a guy the other day that does in education. He's like he high school. He said
Yeah.
one of the biggest things the biggest issues that I run into is that these kids can't read. And he said it isn't that they cannot. It's not that they don't know words. They can't put words together, or
Mm.
they write like they on their
Text.
phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like they text too.
Okay.
And so there's a clip going around. I don't know if you've seen it or not, where this young man is walking around and he's asking these people to read these flashcards. And it's just like words. When you see, you be like, oh yeah, it's easy. For them, it's struggle. And so as I digress, the attention span, the attention span and the ability to comprehend is dying.
No.
And so it's in journalism, like you can't those old school type the Michael Wilbons who were great writers and things like that. Nowadays they can write a beautiful article. If it's longer than 50 words, now you getting it to the point where it's like, man, this thing ain't gonna end.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get on TikTok and listen to this guy.
Tell me what the story is. I'm not reading it to you.
Chat
Yeah.
GPT.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
look, that's my next question, right? So, do you think that AI will take over that print version of it? Because, like, right, you mentioned that you stopped to write it. You have to sit and do. I'm from that era.
Yeah.
Where you had to write your own paper.
Yeah,
right?
oh
And
yeah.
if you had to buy it online from somebody else who wrote the paper, right? You feel
Yeah,
me?
for
So
sure.
like plagiarism was real, things like that. But now you have AI. So what do you think AI is going to do to the
AI
writing aspect of
It's
it?
not what it's gonna do, it's what it's doing.
Okay.
It's pushing a lot of journalists, pushing them more further and further away from the business, pushing them out of job. I put it like the what is it? Is it the Washington Post?
Okay,
I
probably
think
so.
it's the Washington Post that they don't even have a sports department. They don't have a. They do not have a sports department at all. Period. And they just like, and it's one of the biggest newspapers. And they was like, well, why now when I can pay this 25-year-old to just summarize, type it in Chat GPT, get it summarized, then send it to me.
Yeah.
There, you've got people now who are actually taking art written articles, putting them in Chat GPT, and then putting them back out like it's theirs.
Yeah. So
And
is that
so
like? Do you think that that's like
it's lazy.
considered plagiarism? Okay, it is lazy, 100%.
Well, that
But
that
like, is it plagiarism because it's convenient? Because now what you're saying is right, and this is what I'm going to argue with, right? Because we're saying it is lazy, granted, right? Because AI is AI.
yeah.
But is it being lazy or is it being efficient? Because now you're saying that I'm about to spend 2 hours deep diving and typing out this story, which I get it. My passion is there for it. But if I can give this prompt or this synopsis, because every synopsis is not the same. I give them a synopsis, it prints me out a story. It still is mine because this is what I wanted to talk about. But now I know that those people who really want to read, it's probably still a small amount. You get what I'm saying? So
So if
what
that's the
about
case,
that?
then on your byline,
Uh-huh.
put your name and Chat GPT's, or
Ah.
put your name and whatever AI system
Okay.
that you
Do you
use,
think
because it's
that
not just.
media? Do you think media use it now though? Do you think like
Oh
people like
yeah, it's
ESPN? Yeah, I feel like no, I can't. I'm not gonna ask that question. Like they do.
yeah.
Sports Center, they have to use AI because at this point it's like it makes their job a lot easier, right? And then when you talk about layoffs and things that happen at ESPN, now you start to think about it. Maybe that was AI driven a little bit because I don't need a whole department to do what some 15, wet
But that
behind the ears interns could do on Chat GPT.
that's true. I don't want to sound like the old get off my lawn guy.
Yeah,
Hey, get off my lawn. I
yeah,
don't want to sound like the
yeah.
old man. I'm not saying that there's not a place
Uh huh.
for Chat GPT or
Yeah,
there's not a place for AI.
yeah,
But I will say this, I will look into the camera, I will tell anybody, it ain't, you say I can use profanity,
yeah.
right?
Go ahead.
It ain't shit that Chat GPT can do for me
Yeah.
and my writing skills and my writing styles, or my, it can help me if I'm like, hey, hey Chat, tell me about, give me the stats from this, the
Yeah.
Aces versus the Aces versus the Dream
Yeah.
on Sunday's game. Give me the stats, or give me a synopsis of what happened in the game, right? I'm not gonna take that and then take that whole thing and put it into my story.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, okay, so I read it, cool. Now I need to put it into my own words. And so my thing is, I'm not against AI. I'm
Mhm.
not against Chat GPT, but I am against people who want to call themselves journalists, that want
Mm.
to call themselves beat writers, that want to call themselves whatever it is they want to call them. And you can't formulate, you if Chat GPT ain't working, can you write the story?
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
can you write the story, or do you, how much are you depending on Chat
Yeah.
GPT? It's just like the internet. Like, cool, I can use it. I use the internet. I use Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I
I
lean
ain't gonna
on.
lie, sorry, you gotta get the Wikipedia, dog.
Why?
Cause what we talking about here? Wikipedia is like really outdated, big dog.
Hey man.
I implore you, Google Chrome at least. Wikipedia is not. Nah, we can't go off. I can literally go in there and say Falcons never blew a 28-3 lead.
So now, with that being said, right? So if I go in there,
Uh-huh.
because you can't, Wikipedia can't be your only source.
Yeah.
You gotta, okay. So Wikipedia says this. Okay, let me go do the research to see if they match.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
want to see,
Yeah.
but I just
Deep
read.
dive. Deep dive.
Yeah, I just read an article the other day about where this woman said she put something into Chat GPT. It gave her it gave her like this whole rundown, and she said damn near the whole thing was wrong. So when she went in and corrected it, Chat was telling her, oh yeah, you're correct.
It tell you what you want to hear.
Somebody
Ooh.
used the Chat GPT the other day to write an article, and they were still in the article. So they stole the article from the person, and the person specifically put something in there about not being able to get a quote. The person who stole it and used ChatGPT did the exact same thing, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
See, that's my thing, because I
So
know.
you can tell. So you can actually tell when it's AI versus do you think the common person can, but or you think because I mean nobody can read, right? So I get that's what I'm about to say.
And I don't think
Look, sorry, see how we just went right back in circle because it's like,
you
man,
see what I'm
you can't
saying?
read right now. So you can tell. So like when you see stuff like that, like what does that do like for you like from a professional standpoint? Does it discourage you because it's like maybe let's say you write a real story and only 200 people really looked at it, but this AI garbage that probably nobody wrote is getting tens of thousands of clicks and likes. And I get it. You don't ever want to compare one thing to the next, but it's
Yeah.
got to be able to be like, well, damn, what am I doing wrong? Because I know my shit is better than
So here's my thing. I'd rather have 200 genuine people read my stuff
that. Mm-hmm.
compared to 10,000 who won't. And what I mean by won't, because using your scenario, I'm like, I wouldn't want to take the shortcut way
Mm-hmm.
just to get the 10,000 people. So
Mm-hmm.
let me say this, because I say this all the time. I tell people I don't get paid by the click, the like, the retweet,
Mm-hmm.
the whatever they're doing, the sharing, the quote tweeting, or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be. So when you see me tweet something, that's me. I stand 10 toes down on what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Stand, and I'm able to defend it if that's how I really feel. It ain't coming from nobody else. So
Mm-hmm.
if I write that story and only 200 people read it, I'm cool with that compared to taking something from here, putting it in here, and then 10,000 people reading. Yeah, sure, that's gonna give me that's gonna make me some money, of course. But now we come back to was one of the biggest things that we learned in the military was what integrity.
Mm.
I always use
Family
integrity check.
value right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I'm huge. I'm big on integrity, and
Okay.
so for me, no. If somebody that's in Sacramento wrote an article about the Kings, or if somebody in New York wrote a story about the Giants or the Jets or whatever the case may be, because I don't have access to that locker room or whatever, I won't be able to tell if this is real or if this is AI.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not finna pull that shit in the Texans locker room or in the Rockets locker room. We're not finna do that. And
Yeah.
there was an example.
10 toes down. Sorry, like
There
I'm
was
on
a
your ass. I'm on your ass. I'm on your heels.
there was an example of that during the playoffs. ESPN's Dave McMenamin had tried to twist Amen Thompson to words about KD,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was like, I came out and I was like, that's not what happened
Mm-hmm.
because I was there.
Yeah.
Like I'm listening, and the answer that you're using to go on ESPN and talk about is not from the question he was. I mean, is from another question he was asked.
Yeah.
So he was asked a question, he gave the answer, and then when they talked about it, they made it seem like he was talking about something else.
Yeah.
And so because I was there, I was like, oh hell no, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And so no, that's what I fell out with a couple people because they said, "Oh, Sarge is always trying to throw his access up in our face." No, I'm not trying to throw my access up in your face. I'm just trying to say I have the access, and if I have it, I'm gonna use it. And by have I'm not gonna let no BS just walk in. And it's not my job to protect these players. It's not
Mm-hmm.
my job. It's my job to be the eyes and the ears for the fans who can't be in the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
who's not on the road, who don't travel, who is not, day-to-day practices and things like that. And so as I digress, that's what I mean by because I'm there, is the
That's
chat
not what
GPT
happened. You
can't do
can't
that
do
shit
it
for
for me.
me.
Yeah.
My bad
No, you good. You good.
for
You good, man. All right, so Sarge, so we didn't talk all the stuff about writing, media, podcast. So what is next for you? Like, what's the end of the road for you when it comes to this sports stuff?
Ah man. I don't know if it will ever be the end of the road.
Okay.
It may be taking some steps back. And like I said, man, I used to cover sports here in the city of Houston year round, and um, you know, I had to let the Astros go because man, one day my wife was like, she wanted to do something, and she's like, I want to go somewhere. She wanted to go on a trip or something. She's like, well, let me go and look at the schedule. And I heard that,
Mhm.
and I was like, I've been like sports is dominating now. Now we're planning everything around sports. Now we're planning everything around when the Astros are going to be home or when they're away or whatever the case be. And I said, you know what? I got to cut back. And so I cut out covering baseball, and now I give her time because I run, man. My time starts in July and it doesn't end until however far the Rockets go. It ends there. Then it may take a couple of weeks, but the Texans will do little things here and there. Then they'll take a break, and then it starts right back up. And so I gave that up, and so you know at some point I am going to take a step back from doing covering so much sports because man, one of my biggest passions and something that I suffer from is I have a lot of mental health issues that I deal with, man, and I deal with that on a day to day basis, and like I told you, I lost my first wife to colon cancer in 2017, man, and you know she died in my arms, and so that was a traumatic experience, so, for sure.
Yeah,
But then,
it's crazy.
so now I'm like, okay, so my wife passes away, and then I was like, well, let me lean on, now, but I still got my mom, so I'm leaning on my mom, and then 15 months, 15 months later, right? And this is the crazy part about it. 15 months later, I'm on air, and my stepfather calls me, right? And I was like, oh, why is he calling me? He know I'm on air. I'll check it during the commercial break. So when commercial break came, because he left a voicemail, commercial break came. So I'm finding out during a commercial break, my mom died. Yeah. So this is 15 months after my first wife passed away, right?
Hmm.
So now, hold on, it gets even crazier, bro, because so my brother, my middle brother. So it was three of us. I'm the oldest, and then I have my younger brother who's still living with his. He has two kids in Atlanta, and then my middle brother, he passed away when he was 17, right, going into his senior year of high school. So his birthday is December the 14th. Now this is get wilder. So I graduated from Prairie View on December the 14th.
Hmm.
My brother's birthday, right? My brother who passed away birthday. You know what I'm saying? My cap, it had happy birthday, Anthony,
Hmm.
this, that, another. My mom was at the top. She's looking down.
Screaming, yeah.
My mom died December 14th on his birthday.
Wow.
So that day is always a significant day for me. But you know, and I tell people all the time, and especially when I talk, my first wife had four kids from a previous marriage, and so especially when I talk to the oldest daughter a lot, I talk to her a lot because I don't know what it had been like for me to lose my mom at an early age. And now she has kids, her sister has kids, and they're being a mom, they're raising kids without their mom, and so losing my mom, man, that almost put me into like a tailspin. I'm not gonna even lie to you because I dealt with stuff from being in the military as far as mental, mental health stuff, and so what I want to do now, man, is the thing that I've been looking at for a very long time, man. I have one of the companies that fall under my LLC, under Big Sarge Media LLC, is Screaming on the Inside, because a lot of people only will ask you if you're okay if they can visibly see
Something's wrong.
something is wrong. So if you walk somewhere and you got a limp, somebody's gonna say what's wrong. If you got a cast on your arm, hey man, what's wrong? If your arm's in a sling, if you're in a neck brace, whatever. If anybody can physically see or visibly see, the one thing they're gonna ask you is, "Hey man, what happened? You okay? What's wrong?" Right? Not knowing that, man, we walk around fighting these daily battle, and I'm not just talking about me. I'm just talking about people in general. And there's a lot of times, man, that we're screaming on the inside, and that's what that's what the other companies call screaming on the inside is you know I need to find out, hey man, are what's up? What's
Hmm.
going on with you? Whatever the case may be. And I know that I've learned to pick up, and especially with men, especially men's crutch is I'm good. So
Mm.
they'll lean on, no, bro, I'm good, bro. They'll lean on that crutch because they don't want to tell you,
You're
because we
not
look at
good.
it as a sign of weakness.
Hmm.
Oh man, they don't want to say, "Hey, bro, I'm struggling right now, man. Financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. Like I'm going through some shit. All right, bro, let's talk about it, man. What's up? You good? Like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What can I do to help?
Mm-hmm.
But we bottle that up on the inside. So a lot of us walk around and on our internal person is just screaming. And so I want to be able to do that, man, to help people out as far as mental health is concerned. And then, man, I want to do more public speaking because, man, I've been through a lot. I just told you about my mom. I
Mm-hmm.
just told you about my late wife. When I was 9 years old, my grandmother passed away 1 week before she's supposed to come see us, man. I was
Yeah.
just like, so I've been, and what I'm saying is, like, you like, damn, Sarge. I mean, we was doing good, man. Hey, man, talk about Paul George.
Nah, you good.
Talk
No,
about, talk
no,
about,
no.
is Paul George
Nah,
a
this
bust?
is this is
Nah.
what nah, this is what nah, this is what
Yeah.
we here for real. Like, because at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, we want to hear the story and we want to know what's next because not saying like you say it doesn't come to an end, but there's something bigger than there's something bigger than this.
For sure.
Right?
Yep.
And so, with screaming on the outside,
Inside.
right? Inside, sorry, screaming on the inside, right? Like that is going to be something that we want the people to know. We want the viewers to know. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Sarge was. This is who they're getting with that, right? Because you can't. One thing I'm gonna say is right. You got to be able to feel somebody's energy. You got to be able to see somebody. You can always tell, especially as you get older, who's full of shit.
Yep.
Who's not, right. So
for sure,
when people watch this, I really hope when y'all watch this that like y'all understand who Sarge is up until this point. Like I mean everything, not just from the sports take, but just like how he says he interacts, what he values, what he does is because now screaming on the inside, you understand who's behind it.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you start doing more with that, what does that initial first step look like?
It's crazy because one of the things that's going to fuel that outside of me doing some public speaking, and because I've held 2 mental health conferences before.
Okay.
But it's going to be more of that, and what I mean by the mental health conference is not bringing people who are licensed and things like that to just sit up there and try to talk to your diagnosis. I'm not. That's not what I'm there. Like I want people who have the license to be there, but we're not here to diagnose anybody or this, that, and other. I just really like for people to come, just sit down and talk. One time I did a show where I called it the round table, man, where we sat down and it was just a bunch of men moderated by a woman, and I was like, okay, so here's the problem that's going on in today's society. Or here's the problem that's going on with us. Wait, what's the solution though? We can talk because people love to talk about the problem. They don't never want to talk about the solution.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the solution. So screaming on the inside, I got a book that's going to come out probably by the end of the year called Views from a Vet, a self-help love story. And it's just it's a book. It's just a whole bunch of different types of random stuff. Some stories, some saying, because I got like, sorry boys make trifling men. Right. So just things, things like that. Live life or live life less, just things like that.
Yeah.
And then I may have, you may flip the page and it's 2 pages of just a story. So it's going to be unedited. I want all the mistakes, grammatical, everything that's wrong. I don't want nobody to edit it, because when somebody reads it, I want them to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Yeah, you don't have to be perfect in life. And so I got that.
That's a unique take. I didn't think about that because you send that to a post like, yo, this shit is. No, that's
right.
the point.
Yeah. So and I don't want, because I want somebody to be able to be like, oh damn, he wrote a book and it ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't edited. And plus, these are my words. I don't touch my words.
Yeah.
Don't chat GPT my words. And so
no, absolutely.
But that, the Views from a Vet, a self-help love story, and then I have one that a book that I'm writing is going to come out next year. My wife is going to see this and she's going to be like, you going to put those damn books out because you've been talking about it for me. Because bro, I don't have a ceiling. So but it's called How to Lose Your Butt, your BUT.
Oh.
Because a lot of people, like if I walked in here and I'd be like, damn bro, man, you looking good, bro. And you'd be like, yeah, man, but I could work on this, I could work on that.
Yeah.
But I don't need to hear all that shit. I didn't ask you all that. I just said, hey, bro, you look good. Don't give me the butt. So a lot of people don't know how to lose the BUT.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. That's like, oh, that's
Shit, I
fly
did
what you
that.
got
Yeah,
on
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I could
But
have added it.
yeah,
No, I don't care about all that. So that those type of things are my next step, and getting on my wife's nerves. Shout out my wife, um, Christina, because I was about to call her her nickname, and I don't think she want me to call her
nah,
nickname on
let's
air.
not do that. Yeah, I don't
But
want to get you in no
but
trouble because it's going forever.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Before I get up off of here, man, I want to make sure that you know, she's my support system, man. Um, I met her like 3 years after my first wife passed away, man, and we got together, and bro, we like been best friends, ever since, man, and we like it's crazy because we're just like we're really like just the same person, just in different gender forms or whatever the case be. Wife's an avid sports fan, like avid. She got her own teams that she root for.
Mm-hmm.
She got her own, like she does it. Like we're going to, uh,
She a Falcons
uh,
fan?
huh?
She a Falcons fan?
Packers.
Oh,
No, nobody is on
chill
that
out.
narcotic.
Okay, yeah, that's
But
okay.
we're going to Vegas here pretty soon. We went to Austin to watch the Aces play. She's a huge Las Vegas Aces fans and W.
Okay.
I'm a WNBA fan too, but huge
Shout out
Aces
to the
fan.
comments coming back.
Oh, for sure, man. I was at that press conference last week. I almost shed a thug tear, but
Yeah.
so I'm saying that to say, like, she's an Aces fan. We're going to Vegas to watch the Aces play here pretty soon. We was at the game 4 of the WNBA finals in Phoenix last year. We watched them win that finals. So like I really married like my true friend. So as I wrap this thing up, I'm like I want to give that's one person, man. She keeps me grounded. She keeps me going. I get on her nerves a lot, but just that's what I'm gonna do, man. Keep getting on her nerves and keep getting on my grandkids think I'm a big 5 year old, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got
They're-
granddaughters,
Yeah.
and I was laughing because you know with them, but with me and my wife was laughing the other day, bro. I proposed to my wife, and 3 weeks later we was married. And the marriage counseling had already happened. We had already been living together for 2 years. Shit, if I didn't want to be with her, we had been living together for 2 years.
Yeah.
So hey, you want to get married? I proposed to her at a stoplight.
That's crazy.
We just come from HEB, and we pulled up, and I think it's on Washington Studemont, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Come from HEB, we pulled up at the light, and I looked over at the bus stop. I was like, "Hey, what is that over there?" So she turned and looked, and she's like, "I don't know." When she turned back around, I had the ring because I had already asked the family for permission.
Yeah.
I had the ring, and she was like, "What?"
What?
I was like,
Yeah.
"I guess that means yes, right?" 3 weeks later, we was married, bro. So.
Yo, that's crazy. But love is beautiful.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Oh, man, it's all
this is,
love.
bro, y'all amazing. This is amazing, and that's why I was reminiscing earlier. I was like, yo, bro, I know what Cool Dads is. I covered an event with when they did an event collab with the Texans in the elementary school. So you got a great thing going on over here.
I appreciate that.
Except for the Falcon fan.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
might-
But before we get out of here, sorry,
I'm gonna give a Google
I
review.
I do gotta ask you a question, right? I'm gonna ask you probably like 2 questions.
All right, man. I'm here.
So here's your first question, right? And this is just,
I'm on vacation.
answer
so
how you want to answer, right? So if you could go back and tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
There will be a time and a place for you to mix and mingle with young ladies. I'm being so honest, bro. I was really good. I was really good academically. I was really good at
I
sports.
thought this was about to be really deep. Oh, it was crazy.
Hey, bro, and
Okay.
my infatuation and love of women was my downfall.
Damn. Okay.
And I won't say my
I
downfall.
got you.
It was my learning period, bro. It was in high school, like I said. In high school, I had good grades. I was playing varsity sports. Kept trying to do things to impress women. Okay. I'm being serious. I was doing too much to try to impress women instead of doing what I needed to do for myself. So this road where I'm at right now, what what could have been straight and narrow, I could have been an athlete. That's how
Yeah.
I look at it. I could have been an
Nah,
athlete. But instead of just getting on the freeway and going straight, I got off on the feeder and then I took another side street and I took another side street. And next thing you know,
Yo,
I'm damn near at the other freeway,
yo.
but I need to get
Yeah,
back to this one. So now I gotta, and there ain't no GPS, so I'm old school mapping it
yeah.
back to here. And I finally get back here and
Yeah.
I finally realize,
That,
okay, but
yeah.
I never have any regrets on anything, and anything that I've ever been through is because that's what God wanted me to go through.
Okay.
And I wouldn't be able to be here and have the clear mind today to be able to help. And I listen, I be trying to I try to tell young cats, I try to give them advice, this, that, and other. Some of them listen, some of them don't, and I don't get mad. If you don't listen, I don't get mad because I was you.
Mm-hmm.
I had people in my life give me advice, and I'm
Mhm.
like, that's cool. Is it women involved? Is it gonna make me money?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can get the money, I can buy the clothes. I can get,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what if
Mhm.
ain't no women involved? I'm good. So that's what I would tell my younger self is
Yeah.
that there will be a
It's
time and a place for this.
Okay.
So I was girl crazy.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah, I'm
you
a-
know, that's what, hey, black men, look, hey, we see black athletes sometimes, like we understand. Women, yeah.
So
I
I
get
just
it.
got to be real with you. That
Okay.
was
Now, this next question, it's a sports question, right? And this is not a sports podcast, but I feel like I'm gonna ask you anyway.
that's cool.
I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of either team. I really don't like this one team, which is the Cowboys. Right? Now,
I get
don't
it.
ask me why.
It's America's team.
Hey,
I get it.
So this question, right? Because I lost my first bet with you, right? And I gotta give you a cool dash shirt because I said the Lakers were gonna sweep y'all, and for whatever reason, Brian wanted to, I don't know, make this a
Sweep the
two-game
Rockets.
thing. Yeah, sweep the Rockets. Yeah, just wanted to say that, and they didn't. And they didn't even
No
get
one's
the
gonna
4-1.
happen.
Yeah, I thought it was. It was close. It was looking very 3-3-0. It was looking very, very promising, brother. But
LeBron
got that.
41.
So my question for you, right, is when Dallas comes down here to play Houston, who winning that game?
It don't matter to me. I'm there to work.
it
don't matter. Hey, listen. This ain't the first.
I'm not waiting for. Listen, I'm not dropping this until the game is over. I just want to know who you're gonna pick. Why you don't want to? So you can't pick a team?
You know how many times I've covered that? I just told you that I was there when
I know.
Dallas
So,
and the Texans.
but has anybody ever asked you the question to be able to say? What
Yeah, I get asked that all the time. Texas fans ask me that all the time. Texas fans call them cowgirls. This, that, and that. And I was like, hey, that's cool. When I'm working, I tell people when I'm working, I don't have a team. Okay. Because then that's gonna make me biased.
Got you.
So I'm unbiased.
So you gonna watch? Are you gonna take off that day?
No, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna work. I'm not gonna be rooting. I'm not gonna be rooting for anybody. I'm just there to watch the game.
So they be like, yo, y'all gotta wear all the Texas jerseys and stuff. You go wear it?
What?
If they be like, oh, you gotta come to work in a Texans jersey. You gonna wear
They'll
that?
never
game?
tell us that. That's unprofessional.
Oh.
You can't come in the press box. That's for fanalists.
But
that's
there you go.
Yeah, you know
wait. Oh, so when you work, you're coming in as a new. Oh.
When I'm at.
Well, so then wait. How does that work? Well, I guess it does. I guess
I'm in the press box.
Wait,
so
hold on. I'm about to ask myself a dumb question. Like
just like this.
Like you're going to work, but you're going to work for the same team. But I guess it doesn't make you have to be a fan of that team. It just means you're going to work.
Do I have a couple of? I got a couple of minutes, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I got a couple of minutes. I'm so glad you said that, bro.
Yeah.
Because some of these fans pick a goddamn struggle. Pick a struggle. Either you want unbiased reporting and what's going on, or you want a fan to cover your team. You can't have both. If you want a fan, then you need to start listening to these podcasts and who cater to you, like these ones that cater to you. I'm not going to do that because I'm not a Texans fan. And if I was in Dallas covering the Cowboys, I wouldn't be a Cowboys fan. Like as soon as I go to work, I'm at work. I cover the NFL. Right? That's how I look at it. I cover the NFL. So I don't have a team because as soon as I let my fandom kick in, now I become biased, right? I become biased and now I'm like in a whole different realm. So that don't make me no different than them. So I didn't no. But a lot of these especially Texas fans, and it's because I'm in the market. But the Texas fans will get mad. Oh, how the hell they got a Cowboys fan covering the Texans? Because I'm not a fan. I'm here to work. I'm working, and you'd be surprised. Like there's so many people who aren't fans of the team they cover.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But some of these fans, oh boy, they get.
Crazy.
So you know what I do? I would just block them. That's what people be like. Why you block them? Why? Yes, I said, cause one, I control my own social media, and why would I keep you around when I don't even? You're just like I told you, I got a business information systems degree. I know how the algorithm works. It's a bunch of ones and zeros. So one time, and I think I put this out on my social media. I took a conversation. I mean, I took a tweet where somebody was calling me names.
Mm-hmm.
I converted it into an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took that algorithm and then I posted it. And I said, hey, when y'all be talking shit to me, this is what I see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I can't read this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what this says, but this is what I see. Then I block it. What the hell I'm gonna be going back and forth with them for? So yeah, but no, I don't. So now the best team is gonna win.
The best team is gonna win. The one in Houston or Dallas.
Yes. Look. Yes. Yes.
Nah, but man, I appreciate it, Sarge, again for coming through, man.
Hey, can I say this though?
Go ahead, come on.
Hey, when Matt Ryan won the MVP,
Man, see why we?
no, you didn't even let me. See, you didn't even let me finish.
Because like you're not.
I was about to say he deserved it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Look at that, see?
Because I was so ready for you to.
Because some people was like, Derek Carr. It's like Derek Carr could have won MVP. No, he couldn't. Matt Ryan ball the fuck out,
bro. I'm trying to tell people. People don't understand that.
Well, Matt Ryan deserved. Look,
people don't understand that, bro. I get it. That Matt Ryan hate. And again, it's his fault though, because the same way you become MVP, you blow the biggest lead in the NFL. So it's like the exact same year it happens. Like you could have rolled out. You didn't finish the job. You got the MVP, but you didn't finish the job.
Well, and look,
not like Josh Allen.
Like, and I know you hate the Cowboys, but I mean, I know what it feels like to.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like the Cowboys. If we're gonna be real, I actually didn't even. I hate the Saints. Right?
That's what I was just about to say. That's y'all Super Bowl.
But the reason why I do not like the Cowboys is simply because my two best friends are Cowboys fans. That's literally the only reason why. Like when I get enjoyment out of watching them. Like my videos I'll show you after. I get enjoyment at the Packers game. I said, hey, I guarantee you, because I was a betting man back in the game. One thing you can count on with the Packers for like the last 4 years, and when they played the Cowboys, with that running back was gonna get 3 TDs. I say, bro, I said, I'm guaranteed.
You talking about the playoff game?
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, they gonna get 3 TDs.
I almost cried on the way back to Houston.
3 TDs. They gonna give up.
They
gonna give up 3 TDs to a running back every single time they play the Packers. I don't care what it is. I watched them. I think it's not Thanksgiving. I watched him just in that chair he was in and just, yeah, brother. They getting 40 hung on them, right? Now, also we go to the games. So anytime the Falcons play the Cowboys, we go to the games. And that last time we won, fortunately, at home in Mercedes-Benz. But the time before that, oh no, they trolled me for 3 hours from Dallas as we blew out 43 to
Well, it's
6.
because your only Super Bowl is beating the Saints.
Yeah.
Y'all beat the Saints. That's good for y'all every year. That's not good for Cowboys.
That's
fans.
not good for us. We're not a
We
mediocre
don't care about
fan
the regular
base.
season. We don't care about regular season.
We're not a mediocre fan base.
And don't get me wrong. I don't hate the Falcons. I used to love watching Michael Vick.
Come on now.
He's a what love, but I mean, yeah, like 28-3. Y'all some underachievers, bro.
Man, whatever, man. Hey, anyway,
this Kyle
like
Shanahan's fault.
Shout out to Cool Dad. This is our shameless commercial break. Shout out to Cool Dad. If you guys are looking to be a part of something amazing and helping the community and the kids in it and want to network with a bunch of other cool dads, get at us.